Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm here with Katie at Zoo America. Hello.
Hi.
What do we have here?
This is Nora. She is a desert kingsnake, and she's still young, so she's still fairly small, but she will eventually get to be up to 5 or 6 feet in length. And they're normally fairly slender snakes, but they are long snakes for sure. She's pretty excited right now because she just was sitting on her heating pad, and you can see she has her tongue sticking out, looking for a meal. Our snakes here at the zoo get fed every Tuesday, so she's probably getting ready to eat again.
How long is this snake? Because you said that she was fairly small.
Yeah, right now she's only about 2 feet, but she will eventually be as long as 6 feet. We have another desert king snake here at the zoo that is about 5.5 to 6 foot long, but he's full grown. He's actually one of the oldest king snakes that we've worked with. He's 22 years old when the average age for captive snakes is about 12 to 20. So
Wow.
He's doing very well, and he's still very active and eats well. Nora here is, I think she's only about 4 years old, so she has a lot more growing to do.
And will she be used as an education animal?
Yes.
When she gets older?
Yeah, that's her job here at the zoo. So she goes out on programs, and she goes to libraries and schools, and then she does demonstrations here at the zoo. But she, if you look at her back, just like a hognose snake, these snakes will also roll over and potentially play dead as a defense. So normally snakes that will do that, they want the bottom part of themselves to look a little more decayed or dead. So her pattern doesn't go around the whole way. But this is traditionally what all desert king snakes look like. They have this coloration with the yellow.
How does that help them
patterns
in
on
the
there.
wild?
It helps them to camouflage very well. As far as where they live, they can be anywhere from Texas to Mexico and into New Mexico and Arizona. So they have a pretty wide range across the desert. They like arid places. And since she is a king snake, she is the king of all snakes, which means they'll eat whatever they want. So she could eat a lizard, or she could eat a rattlesnake, or a mouse, or an egg. So they're very diverse in what they eat, but they're well known to eat western diamondback rattlesnakes, smaller ones. They'll also eat Gila monsters. So they've got a very interesting repertoire of diet options.
So pretty much any animal that come across is potential food for them.
Potential food, absolutely.
So that's very good for them, like, if they see an animal in the out of the desert, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to find animals out there because it's so open. So if they come across something, like, that's a meal.
It can be, absolutely. And they might look for eggs, whether they're quail eggs from Gamble's quail out there, or they might look for reptile eggs as well.
What do you feed them here, like, to get them to the bigger sizes?
They just get mice for the most part, so that's really the only thing that they require. And we feed her, she probably gets about 1 mouse every week. Our king snake on exhibit, that's 22, the other day he ate 5 mice, which was a little much for him. But he was just fine. He enjoyed it very much. And in his old age, we try to keep him well fed.
Because you never know when he's going to go, especially when he's that old.
Yeah, so normally when they stop eating, that's a bad sign, so we're thrilled that he'll eat as much as we offer him.
What other adaptations does this king snake have to survive in the wild?
This king snake, well, and almost all snakes, they have just normal scales, and the way they move, some snakes, like sidewinders, will sidewind across hot sand. These snakes just move like other typical constrictors that you can see. It's nothing really that makes them special just for the desert, but they do just fine because they don't lose a lot of moisture through their scales. And as she grows, she'll shed her skin just like all other snakes do as well.
You said that the snake is a constrictor, so how would you be able to tell if you're out in the desert if the snake was venomous or not?
Well, normally you don't want to be close enough to be able to tell, so you'll look for other signs. You'll listen for a rattle, potentially, although many venomous snakes don't necessarily have rattles. But a lot of snakes that are in the desert do have rattles, and then they have a diamond-shaped head, and typically you'll see the way they coil up, and their tongue flicking will slow down a lot right before they get ready to strike. So right now she's just tongue flicking looking for food, but with our diamondback rattlesnake, when she's upset with us, you'll see her tongue actually slow down and go up and down very slowly, which is a big warning to stay back, which we always do. We're very careful with our venomous snakes.
It's a good thing you know that in case you didn't know that little trick and you have having a coworker go to the hospital one day.
Yep, we are very lucky and hopefully skilled in the way that we haven't had anyone get bitten by a venomous snake. So I should probably knock on something, but just in case. But we've done well with our venomous in the past.
What makes a snake such a good education animal?
Well, if you handle them a lot, they can become very tame. As you can see, she's not trying to get away, and they're very interesting to people. A lot of people are scared of them, but that gives you the good opportunity to educate them why they're so important. Because if we didn't have snakes, we would have large populations of some of our rodents, and with kingsnakes, we have larger populations of other snakes. So they kind of keep everything in balance, and there's no reason to hurt them, but to just safely step away and to leave them be.
What is your favorite thing about the snake?
I love the coloration, and the desert king snakes are very, very glossy. So, especially right after they shed, but they have just such a beautiful appearance, and they move so smoothly.
And let's cut it there so we can. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Katie, for telling us about these desert king snakes.
Absolutely.
And if you guys enjoyed this week's episode, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to check out my Instagram @ColeShirk. And as always, I'll see you next week.